time. Tick, tick, boom.
Get to work.
Hey guys, welcome back. Another long video today, but stick with me. What I'm going to do here is show you the process of making these molds. This is Partle paste that I'm spreading on here. It goes on like a high quality wax like you'd wax your car with. Spread it on there, rub it in real good, buff it off. What I ended up doing for this particular mold was I had to let it dry, buff it, let it dry some more, and buff it again because I had put just a little bit too much on there that you saw. I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description to this Partle paste so you guys can find it if you need it. But yeah, so here we are, we're just buffing this out. We got to do it until it's all the way smooth, dry, and clean, and then we can lay up on top of it. So for this part, I've got corrugated plastic. It's just like the cardboard packaging that a lot of your stuff comes in, but it's actually a plastic base. I've cut them into some 3-inch wide strips to use as a flange around this part so that when we make our mold, we get a flange on the mold as well. But it doesn't conform very well, so I use the razor blade and I split the cells, and then you can see it bends and follows the contours a lot better. So then you'll see I'll take this and hot glue it to the backside of our part, and then that'll make a nice neat little flange for us that we can use when we lay up the actual part. This gets real boring real fast, so we're going to do this in fast motion. And the last thing I'm going to do is go around the outside edges there and seal it up real good with some hot glue, and then even out any contours I need to with a little bit of tape. Alright you guys, so summed up like 3.5 hours of work in a couple of minutes, but we've got the dam all the way around the part. I went through and used the hot glue and sealed the edges all the way around the part. Next up, we'll get some wax on this mold and on the part. And then I think we'll probably call it there for today. It's getting dark, late, and cold. And then what we'll have to do is put the PVA release on here, let that dry, and then we put the gel coat and our fiberglass on there. So we're getting close. Let's get some wax on this. Get to work. Yes, that's another 3 layers of wax over the whole part, but it'll also be 3 layers of wax on the flanges. So then for a little extra insurance, we'll put 3 layers of PVA on there and then let that dry. This gel coat that I use is mixed by volume, so 2.5% hardener by volume. Mix thoroughly for 2 minutes. So then I'm going for a brush application here since I don't have the gel coat sprayer yet. Basically it's spread on a full complete layer, about 2.5–3 mils thick, and then I'll go ahead and put 2 coats of this gel coat on at that thickness to give us a nice surface to work from. The gel coat actually replicates the texture of the part very well, and then that'll imprint onto the actual part that we pull off of this mold. Since I've got it mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit more gel coat over some of the places that I need to retouch on the other good mold that we got. So after we gave it about 20 minutes to cure up, come back and check it. This is actually like 40-45 minutes later before it actually got all the way tacky. We'll check it. We'll add our second layer of the gel coat over the top. All right, here we are again. So the next morning we had to let this sucker sit overnight. It's hardened up pretty good, but it still has just that little bit of tack to it. So I'm gonna go for it, and we'll hope for the best. So the resin should stick to the gel coat really well, even though it's out overnight. So I got the heater cranked up, and we're gonna prep a bunch of fiberglass. I'm out here doing it by myself this time, so I'm going to have all my little chunks ready to go. I'm going to have all my cups of resin ready to go. Basically everything, and then we just get stuck in and we go like hell until it's done. Let's get to work, you guys. All right, here we go, people. You might be wondering why I ripped all of the chopped mat. The biggest reason is because this part is so highly contoured. It's the only way to do it without really getting any voids in there. If it was a little bit flatter part, hopefully some of the ones that we do in the future will be smoother, and I'll be able to just cut the mat and then it'll lay down real nice. But for things like this that have all these contours going every which way, it's actually better to rip the mat and bond it down that way. It's more consistent and we get a better part. Okay, here we go. All right, so there you go. One layer on the part. We got to get 3 layers total on this form, and then we'll set it up to cure. So let's get to work.
Give it to me like.
All right, my friends, there we have it. 3 layers on the tool. So now we just wait for this to cure up, and then we'll pop it out of the mold, and fingers crossed we get a decent mold out of it. And then here's our other one. You can see those couple of places where I said I had to touch up. I put some extra gel coat on there, and then I'll just hit this with the sandpaper and the buff, and we'll get those surfaces real nice and smooth. And then we'll start treating on the actual layup surface. I think what I'm going to do is, if I get one good part off of this mold and one good part off of the other mold, I'll have one of y'all test fit it in your car. And then, assuming that everything is good, I'll take these and go have them 3D scan. I think I would like to have an aluminum tool that we can vacuum bag to. It'll get a better quality part more repeatably. The other thing is, the 68 to 72 guys, I know your panel goes farther forward. If you're a 68 to 72 guy that wants these, I know they're a little bit different, but this one will fit in that car. We just need to make sure that this extends the proper amount. So when I get those aluminum tools made, if you're a 68 to 72 guy, leave me a comment and we'll get the aluminum tool made with the extension on there so that we can do 68 to 72, not just these 73, 74 style. Let's try and demold this Hummer. See what we got. Look it. We didn't even break the part. All right, kids, looky looky. Extra fancy. We got this one mold popped off, didn't even damage the part. So I've got a little spot right here that's going to need some fixing. This little spot right here. But then in general, just the mold cleanup. This right here is still a little bit tacky. So it's almost like that section didn't get mixed well enough with the hardener. So a couple of these glue lines and stuff, I'll have to go back over and put some extra gel coat on there, but part surface looks really good. So, you know what that means. Now we got to order some more glass and some more resin, create a flat pattern, which will take a little bit. Probably find a way to support these things with some sort of tooling so that they're easier to work on. We got to get started. Guys, we got 2 molds. I know they're just regular sail panels for 73, 74, but we're getting closer. Little by little, we're getting closer. I'll clean them up, get them polished up. Once they're polished up, hopefully by then, the extra fiberglass will be here. And then I can get the flat patterns made. We'll pop some parts off. So, thanks everybody for sticking with me. I know this has been a long journey. You know, obviously this ain't my main hustle. I got a bunch of other stuff going on. If you follow my channel, you see I've been doing a bunch of work at Mom's house. We got a bunch of other project cars that we've been trying to get out of the way. Hint, hint. So thanks everybody for hanging in there with me. You know, it's been a long time coming. I'm finally stoked that we've got 2 good molds. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share on your socials. I'm excited. We're making progress. 2023 is going to be a big year for us. Let's take over the world. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you later. Get to work.
All right, you hooligans, we did it. We made it to 100 people following this channel. I appreciate every single one of you. So stay tuned. Watch for another special video to come out. We're going to do that 100 subscriber special. Thank you so much, everybody.